What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's having a great day. Today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 things I love about my new 2024 Mustang GT. We've had this car for about 3 weeks now. I got a little over 750 miles on it. So I've really kind of gone down the list to see what I really like about the car, and I'm excited to share it with you guys here. There's a lot more than 5, let me tell you that, but I'm gonna try to consolidate it down into the top 5 and give you a couple little sub ones, thrown in there. But the first one we're gonna get to is gonna be design. So design being the first one I wanna talk about here, and the first thing that I really love about this new S650 GT is the overall design of the car. It is a beautiful design in my opinion. Now when these cars first came out, or when they first were revealed by Ford back like last year, I was really unsure, with the front end, how it kind of is more squared off. The S550 has a lot more creases and lines in it, I think, that makes the front end look very aggressive. So going to this, I was a little worried about it, but honestly, I've grown to really love the looks of the S650, and I think the RTR Tech 7 wheels in that 20-inch side with the Steeda progressive lowering springs all the way around really helps that look come together. It did drop the car about 1.3 inches in the front and 1 inch in the back, and I think it's looking awesome the way it sits now. With the gray wheels, it does pop a little bit more. But the overall design of the car, I'm really loving, guys. I think they did a very good job on the new S650. And honestly, same thing goes for the interior. I know a lot of people will say, they don't like the displays here, the iPads that they glued onto the front of the car here, the dash. But honestly, I'm really liking it. The usability is very good, but we will talk about that in just a second. So along with the design, I'm gonna branch into number 2. So the second thing that I love going along with design is the details. Ford has really given a lot of little details on the S650 platform to make it feel more premium, in my opinion, than the last generation. And going from the last generation, I had a 2018 Mustang EcoBoost that was a premium. This one's a base, and I really do like some of the details they've thrown in on this generation. So let's take a look. So honestly, guys, it comes down to those little details on the exterior for one. So, when we first saw this car release, there's just a ton of black trim around the back here, right? And I wasn't a huge fan when I first saw the car. Obviously, I came around to it because I ended up ordering one. But the cool little thing here, if you get up close, and this goes for a lot on the car, there's actually this textured feel on the back plastic here, which just gives it a nice look in person. It just breaks up that normal kind of black plastic that we get on a lot of different cars these days, and it makes it just like a little extra accent there. Ford has done this a lot around the car. You can see even in the tail lamps here, there is this kind of like same textured feel in the tail lamps, which Ford did not need to do, by the way. I mean, virtually nobody's gonna see that, but it is a really cool little feature. They did the same thing in the badges here. You can see the inlay of the GT badge here has this black with the textured inlay and the kind of brushed silver, which looks really good in my opinion. The side trim obviously also gets that same kind of textured feel, the badge on the side, and wrapping around the front here, you get the same thing for this lower little lip, I guess. It's not really a splitter or anything like that on the base car, but it's a nice little feature, a nice little subtle detail. Now it is the same on the inside as well. The subtle details continue with this kind of faux carbon fiber looking kind of dash pieces here. And honestly, it really does look nice in the car and in person. There's a texture to that as well. And it's not like they're just trying to fake out the carbon fiber look. I mean, it definitely has, and it resembles somewhat of it, but not exactly. It does have its own little twist to it, and I think it does a good job at breaking up the dash, especially in person here. Now, along with those details, we have the little Easter eggs that Ford has thrown in here. And what do I mean by little Easter eggs? They're little tiny, I guess, details that Ford put into the car, which, you really wouldn't notice unless you're really looking at it. So let me show you a couple of those now. The first one is at the back side of the car here, which a lot of people have shown off already, but let me see if I can get you a look at those. I'm not sure if you'll see them on camera, but Ford has kind of scribed in the kind of heritage of the Mustang with every generation here in the back glass here, which is pretty cool. It's a subtle little detail. Again, when you're kind of looking at the car more in depth, you'll see that there. If you pop the trunk, you'll notice another little Easter egg, if you will, or detail here, where they actually have a S650 Mustang kind of put in there in the tail light with some of that other detail there, which is pretty cool. They don't do it on this side though, so I'm not sure why they just did one, but it's there. Now the other one I want to show you guys is a pretty cool one. This one is located actually in the driver's side filter here in the air box. So if you undo this front cover here and you take this off, you will see that there's some numbers kind of imprinted in the plastic there. This is the displacement of every Mustang GT, I believe, since the Mustang was created, which is pretty cool. Correct me if I'm wrong if this is every Mustang. I think it's every Mustang GT, but feel free to put that down in the comments if I'm wrong on that. But I think that's a pretty cool little, I guess, design piece there, a little Easter egg that not many people are gonna know about. Now guys, I got all the doors open. I got the hood open here because if you like pony emblems, well, Ford has got you covered. They plastered this car full of pony emblems. Let's count them up real quick. You got a pony in this headlight here, which is kind of a cool detail. And of course, again, on the driver's side. Then of course, you got the big pony in the grille. Wouldn't be a Mustang without that from the factory. On the passenger side glass, you got another little pony hidden right there. Not really hidden, but it's right there. And you want to come in the passenger side, you got a little horse down there, little pony. You got another one sitting right there. You got another one right there on the emblem. And then, even for your little horse programmable button here, your My Mustang mode, there's a little horse right there as well. Ford's got you covered on the little horses, I tell you what. You got the same one on the driver's side as well. Let me know if I've missed any of these little pony emblems here. I think I'm still finding them, but it's kind of a cool little detail Ford put in there. Is it needed that many pony emblems? Probably not, but it's a detail. Oh, another pony emblem. I missed that one. How did I miss that one? Anyways, guys, number 3 is gonna be the technology. The technology that they've put in the new 2024 Mustang is awesome, in my opinion. I love technology, and so, you know, I know a lot of people kind of hate these displays and these screens because they, you know, they do have that iPad glued to the dash kind of look here. I'm not gonna lie about that. It kind of is. I do wish that they kind of molded in the dash a little bit more around there. I think they could have did this little something there. But honestly, the technology is great. The usability of these is great. And the animations are super cool. I just hit the power here. You get the pony kind of running there. Gauge sets up. Over here, you can hit My Mustang button down here. That'll bring you to this screen, which, I mean, this whole operation is ran off of Unreal Engine, which is a video game, gaming engine. And you can just see, I mean, it's super interesting. You can change the cluster themes here. You can go, you know, sport, track. Very cool. You know, you can have it, I think a lot of people love this one, the Fox Body 87 through 93, if you want to rock some old school gauges. The customizability of these screens is really kind of endless. I mean, there's so many little options in here. You have your, you know, your track apps, acceleration timer, brake performance. The S550 had that too, but this is laid out in a nice, you know, a nice kind of package here. You have a ton of different gauges you can select here if you want. You can change all these out to whatever gauges you want. Custom mode, you can make this whatever you'd like as well. So there's just a lot of little customized bits in here with the infotainment, a lot of cool animations, a lot of little features in here, which I really like. While we're on the topic of technology, I gotta throw this one in the mix as well, and that's gonna be the remote rev feature. Now, I originally didn't like this feature. I thought this was kind of a silly little party trick, and it kind of is. But it is a pretty cool little piece of technology they've thrown in these cars, and if you haven't seen that, this is what it looks like. So pretty cool, right? You can remote rev directly from your key fob. And like I said, I thought this was a little bit silly at first, but then as I was starting to show people the car, I'm like, hey, look at this feature. And then I'm showing them, and it's pretty cool. It is a neat little feature, especially if you do YouTube videos and you put an exhaust on your car and you want to show before and afters, you want to do those exhaust video clips. That's where I see the practical use. I don't have to get in the car, rev it up. It's the same rev amount each time with the remote rev. So that's pretty cool too, especially if you're making exhaust comparison videos. I don't know. Most people won't have that little check mark on why they like it, but for me, that's why I like it. For the fourth one, we got to take this thing for a drive. So let's start her up and get on the road, and we'll talk about that one. All right, guys, the fourth thing I gotta say that I love about this thing is the Coyote 5-liter V8 that we got under the hood, paired with the 10-speed. Yep, you heard me. I love the 10-speed in these cars, man. It is so fast to shift, especially when you're in sport and track mode and you're kind of getting after it. Now, I'll say this, I haven't even gone full throttle in this car yet. I'm waiting until the 1,000 mile mark before I do it, but I've got it up to like 5,000 RPMs or so, and it's a blast. Yeah, man. I gotta say, for the fourth one, man, it's the smoothness of the 10-speed with the 5-liter V8. It is just a really smooth combination here. It shifts very quick, like I said. And I had the 10-speed in the EcoBoost, but with the 5-liter here, it seems like it's a lot smoother down low than the EcoBoost was. Probably because the EcoBoost made quite a bit of torque, like instantly real low RPMs, and this thing makes more torque on the higher RPMs. So around town, just putting it around, it's a lot smoother, and I actually have kind of grown to like that. When I first got the car, I was a little bit like, oh man, this isn't nearly as quick down low as the EcoBoost was, but as I'm driving it more here, I've kind of come to appreciate the smoothness at the low RPM there. So, all right, guys, and rounding out for number 5, the fifth thing that I really love about this car is a silly one, but Ford has finally given us this. Yeah, hood struts.
Nice.
They've finally done it, guys. From the factory, you get hood struts on the S650. I have no idea, and it kind of blows my mind why they didn't put hood struts on the 15 through 2023. It can't be that expensive for Ford to do this, right? And it really kind of just levels up the car. You don't have to buy them aftermarket. Even though it wasn't that big a deal to buy an aftermarket set and throw them on, it's still something nice to just get from the factory, especially for the price. So that's the fifth one, hood struts. Well, guys, that has been the top 5 things that I'm really loving about my new 2024 GT. There's a ton more that I couldn't cover in this one here that I'll probably touch on in future videos here, and I'm finding more things out every single day when I drive the car. There are a few things that I don't like though, so I will be making a dislike video as well. No car is perfect, so if you're interested to hear that one, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you along for the ride, and we'll definitely see you in that next video. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. That helps me out a ton. That just helps the video go to more people. So, guys, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching. You guys have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Always on go, like I'm never home.